So I was thinking of making a Ghostrick deck, or some kind of a deck that utilizes Ghostrick, and then I found out that there's really no way to play Ghostrick. So every single Ghostrick main deck monster has this lovely condition on it, where you can't normal summon a Ghostrick monster unless you already have a Ghostrick monster, which is already strange, because none of the Ghostrick monsters can be special summoned. None of them innately special summon themselves. Well, I mean, some of them special summon themselves if, like, for example, you get attacked or something like that, which is just not really going to help you out going first at all. In fact, this entire clause is not necessary. But anyways, Ghostrick Shot is like the only in-archetype way to like special summon your Ghostrick monsters. Well, for a play going first. So you just have to open this. You don't have a way to really search Shot. Well, I mean, you could say like, but Angel of Mischief searches Shot, and to that I'd say half right. Because you would need Shot to make Angel of Mischief anyways, because like how else do you get two monsters on the field to make Ghostrick Angel of Mischief? And also there's no rank for like Ghostrick aside from Angel of Mischief, which kind of sucks because if you have like 2 4s, you can only directly go into Ghostrick Angel of Mischief, but if you have 3s, you could go into Alucard and then Angel of Mischief, and then when you detach Alucard, then you can go ahead and add back a Ghostrick card in your graveyard. So feels like a bit of an L there. Anyways, though, to basically make like just a basic Angel of Mischief, you need to open 2 same level Ghostricks, and then you need to open Shot, and that would be how you go into Angel of Mischief. And some of these cards are just great. So in terms of win cons, the only ones that are notable for me particularly are Ghostrick, Nekomusume, and probably, well, this isn't even a direct win con, but Renovation allows you to activate any field spell from your hand or deck, and there are actually spellcasters. Like, some of the Ghostricks are actually spellcasters, so you can search a Secret Village or whatever that field spell was called. The one that stops a player from activating spell cards unless they control a spellcaster or whatever. So, long story short, your opponent can't activate spells, and then this is just like a constant Book of Moon situation with Ghostrick Nekamusume. And this is interesting because, like, how do I explain this? So, like, you can flip down, for example, like branded cards, right? But they'll still like be able to fusion summon with their monsters because you can fusion summon with your own face down cards. And this is actually faster than, for example, a quick effect though. So you wouldn't be able to activate a quick effect or unsummon effect, I believe. So this can floodgate a bunch of different stuff. Like, you can summon a Mirror Jade, sure, but it's going to be a face-down Mirror Jade, which is kind of weird. So you can't activate the quick effect on Mirror Jade, but to set up the Nekamusume lock, you obviously need Nekamusume to be face-up. And it says there must be another Ghostrick monster on the field to activate and to resolve this effect, so you need 2 face-up Ghostrick monsters, actually. So this would be technically a 3-card combo, so it's just Nekamusume plus Shot, and then any other Ghostrick, it's fine, it doesn't matter what Ghostrick. But if we just look out of Archetype then, if you have like a 1-card way to make like a Ghostrick Angel of Mischief or any of these like rank 1 through 4s, that all leads into a Ghostrick Angel of Mischief, and you can still use like a Ghostrick Shot to make like a Utopic Draco Future. That was like one of the things you could do, I guess, with Ghostrick. Because this, if you summon 2 Ghostrick Angels of Mischief, you meet the summoning condition there. And basically you only need to go into a single XYZ monster to do it, but it does take up some deck space, but it's not too much. But still, it's pretty rough. And then here's a really bad weakness. There's actually no interaction regarding back row in this deck, I believe. There's none. Flat out 0 ways to interact at all. So you have no like return back row, no nothing. But you kind of just suffer, I guess. But I mean, not every deck is going to be a high tier deck that just branded fusions and then goes like plus 7 billion off of activating a single card. And also chain blocking. Fun. Well, Ghostricks are kind of just not something you can really utilize too well to your advantage here. I did see this one time, this one player was trying to play like DK with Ghostrick, and it was doing like alright. There was some synergy here and there with like Cherubini and like the fact that Phantom Knights don't lock you into anything aside from like Dark Lock being here with Break Sword. But it felt pretty lackluster still, and it honestly felt like the Ghostricks were just really holding back the Phantom Knights to me, personally. I don't think there was a super good way of going about it and utilizing the Ghostrick cards, and it doesn't help that all the Ghostrick cards, if you're playing them in a deck like this where you're utilizing them for like I guess like UDF combo, all of the Ghostrick cards, I guess you would maybe just run a one-off shot. That would be a brick, basically. Well, not even just a brick, it's just a really bad card to have in your hand. Because you would have searched it anyways. And you still actually technically have 2 searches in that combo, though. With, the Angel of Mischief, yeah. You can search here any Ghostrick spell trap from your deck to your hand, and like the issue with Ghostrick ever getting good support is all of their XYZ monsters are actually generic, and they're kind of easy-ish to go into, right? So like, if you ever gave Ghostrick, for example, a skill drain that can be activated with Ghostrick Angel of Mischief, any deck that can put 2 level 4 monsters on the field has access to it. Like, isn't that wild? That's why, like, for example, you could make, like, UDF, for example, and then search Ghostrick or Treat. But like instead of Ghostrick Retreat, imagine the words skill drain here, and it was just skill drain. Well, not necessarily skill drain. Maybe like an XYZ variant of, let's say, uh, what was that card called? The Monarchs Come Forth or whatever. And then you just skill drained or whatever if you don't control an XYZ or something dumb, something creepy like that. Then that would be pain, that would be suffering. So Ghostrick's kinda stuck in this kind of state now. Not much you can do about it. But I mean, I wish there was more to Ghostrick a bit. I mean, the designs are interesting a bit. I mean, it's just not really good for like a competitive format. This is like just a better for fun deck though. So I mean, if you have fun with it, there's no issue with that or anything, but I just can't find a way to play them, and with the limited pool of stuff you got here in Master Duel, Ghostrick probably not a super good investment. If you're going for like the best bang for your buck, getting like an Alucard, 2 Angels of Mischief, and then you just grab like a shot and make UDF, that's about as good as it gets. Maybe you could run like 2 shot or something if you're feeling spicy, but honestly, these Ghostrick cards aren't that great. Like, even Renovation, like, as I mentioned before, you can, like, Secret Village or whatever, but first step, you need a Ghostrick Field spell in your field zone, and then you need Renovation, which is doable enough, because you can go, like, Ghostrick Angel Mischief, and you can search the card, I guess. But I guess you would need to actually make 2 Ghostrick Angels of Mischief, and you would have to use the first search on, like, a field spell, and then the second search on Renovation, which is kind of annoying. Or you could, you know, just do something more normal, like normal summon. What's it called? Planet Pathfinder? I mean, that just sounds a little less annoying to do, honestly. I mean, you won't have a spellcaster after that necessarily, but setting up a Renovation, it feels like it'd be kind of annoying, and you have to run these Ghostrick cards. And by themselves, these Ghostrick cards really do nothing. Massive nothing burger. And the meta has evolved so far, like, well, power creep, I guess, is the better word. The cards are so power crept now that, like, by the time you go to the battle phase, and if you have like nothing but like equivalent of basically a Karibo, I guess one might say, in your hand, then you would just lose the you already lost the duel. You can't activate anything, your opponent's just playing for free. Not the best. And if your opponent is playing like Runic, suffer. They're never going to the battle phase. You can't interact with them at all because you have no way to interact with like back row. No spell trap interaction, only monster interactions. So yeah, that's about it. Maybe there's something I'm missing. If you guys would let me know about it in the comments, I would appreciate it, I guess, but that's about all I have for today. See ya.